If you hear this argument, I don't want you to ever be caught flat-footed with this again. There's more gun crime in red states. Okay, that's the claim. Here's the truth. And we have maps for you. The shootings are almost entirely in blue districts. There you go. There's Missouri. Look at the cities.
Red.
Highest gun crime, of course, in the cities of St. Louis, Kansas City. But hey, let's look at a place like Tennessee, red states. Where's the highest gun crime? Memphis. Not even close.
A little blue dot.
So this just happened. In Kansas City, there was a shooting, right? This happened, I guess, at a victory parade.
Yeah.
For the Chiefs, who I believe are a football team.
They are a football team.
And the talking heads were quick to, now I already have, just to be clear, I already have videos regarding gun-free zones, gun violence, right? Concealed carry holders, how they're the single most law-abiding demographic that exists in the United States. How over 90% of shootings occur often in gun-free zones. We've done a lot of those segments. I want to laser in on one point here, because this is what they are going to do. They will tell you, anytime there's a shooting in a red state, whether it's Texas, whether it's Oklahoma, they say there's more gun crime in red states. Okay. This is where municipalities are relevant. For example, in Illinois, you can have a firearm. In Chicago, you cannot carry a firearm. Very, very different depending on the city. Unfortunately, they violate your constitutional rights. So if the policies can differ so wildly from county to county, well then, the counties where the violence would be taking place is relevant. There's an undeniable pattern there. It's not even close. So let's start off with the talking heads before the shooting really had even finished, but that's what they do.
Well, we take this story and we just extrapolate it now out to a Super Bowl parade. We could be talking about this particular event at a school. We could be talking about it at a mall. We could be talking about it at a nightclub. We could be talking about it at any facet of America.
Thanks, Dr. Seuss.
We've had enough of that. We don't need no more damn thoughts and prayers. I grew up in the church. Faith without works is dead. And unfortunately, our children are ending up dead too.
The bottom line is that it happens too much in the country. That's the bottom line.
We can now add Super Bowl celebratory parades to the places in America once assumed safe from gun violence that now can no longer be assumed to be safe from gun violence.
We'll hear people say, well, it's not the guns, it's the people. It's not the guns, it's the people,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard that so much.
Assume safety
really know where to
anywhere.
go with that at this point.
It is another
Naive outlook.
sad chapter in America's love affair with military-style long weapons.
Oh,
Now, Chiefs fans actually were able to attack one of the shooters.
Tackle. And it's
good football moves. Sign him.
There you go.
boom. Hey, other males around the area, jump in.
Nah. All right, that's enough. You can stop. Okay. Did you just correct me when I said attack and you said tackle?
Yes, they didn't.
That is not considered an attack?
I mean, technically.
You ever get tackled and think of it as anything other than an attack?
I mean, it was just part of the game.
Sometimes I get tackled by strangers and I get up and I go, hey, good game, buddy. I slap him on the butt and I go on my way. You're such a nice guy.
And then I pay them. Now, for some inexplicable reason, we don't have any names of the suspects and the photos thanks to social media, but okay. Well, I was thinking white supremacists. So
I mean, before we get into this, I just want to set this up. One, this was near the parade. This wasn't at the actual parade celebration. It was after, I believe, everything had gone off. That doesn't necessarily matter, but it kind of does, because it's not like this isn't appearing to be a mass shooter going to the parade to kill as many people as possible, which is how they're kind of framing
gang
this.
related.
Exactly.
It's just Kansas City being Kansas City.
It's gang violence, and not one of those people said anything about that. If you're going to target something, wouldn't you target gang violence? Because I'm curious, do you think the gang members would care about the gun law that you're trying to push on people?
Of course not.
We just have to care about it?
Well, this is what they do.
care about the other laws.
And they try and they have to ignore the race in this case, because gang violence occurs overwhelmingly in very, very specific neighborhoods, very specific demographic here in the United States. This is what the left does. And then I'll walk through exactly what happens here with these municipalities and the policies that they are now removing, by the way, in cities to keep people safe from gun violence. You have the left, they create entire neighborhoods of Section 8 housing. They create welfare programs with no drug testing, no work requirements, so you have idle hands making the devil's work. People live in these areas, of course, as long as they vote Democrat, they get free stuff, violence ensues, and then they actively strip these citizens of their rights to own firearms, and then they do away with laws that are actually designed to protect these people.
Yeah.
So what happens? Gun crime increases, usually perpetrated by minorities against minorities. And then Democrats step in and say, hold on, you need more money from us. Let us control you. This is exactly what happens. And of course, they blame white people.
Yeah.
But let's get into this idea. You hear it a lot. And you can comment below. If you hear this argument, I don't want you to ever be caught flat-footed with this again. There's more gun crime in red states. Okay. That's the claim. Red states have the most gun crime. All right. Sorry, you have to be quick to the next one because here's the truth. Here's the truth. And we have maps for you. The shootings are almost entirely in blue districts. There you go. There's Missouri. Look at the cities.
Red.
Highest gun crime, of course, in the cities of St. Louis, Kansas City. But hey, let's look at a place like Tennessee, red states. Where's the highest gun crime? Memphis. Not even close.
A little blue dot.
They'll tell you Louisiana. Highest gun crime in the blue cities of New Orleans, Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Alabama. I'm trying to say it the English way because I'm French, and you always correct me if I say it the French way. Alabama. Hey, it's a red state. Okay. Where's the gun crime in the state? Birmingham. Montgomery. Blue cities. Think about that. Kansas City is one of the most violent cities in the United States, and it is a blue area surrounded by a sea of red. The matchup that you see in these red states of gun crime, you can overlay it to the letter with the blue cities. Often the only blue districts in these red states. Mm-hmm. By the way, in 2023 was a record year for homicides in Kansas City. 185 people were killed. 120 of them were black men. This is why this is relevant. You start off with the lie of red states, white people, white supremacy. All right? If you actually want to protect people, you say, these are the districts where gun crime is occurring. Oh, wait. Largely big cities, urban areas, and the victims are largely black people.
Yeah, even though they made only 13% of the population.
Even though they only make 13% of the population.
Not just nationwide, it happens to be there too.
If you want to protect people, you need to be honest about it. Instead, you have places like Chicago. Also, if you're to compare Illinois gun crime, of course, it's really the only big city there.
Yeah.
Chicago. You now have the mayor in Chicago is removing this. There's this policy in this software called ShotSpotter, and it's this tool that they use.
It's amazing.
The police and the same talking heads right now are fine with them stopping this program, which saves lives.
It's a campaign promise fulfilled. Mayor Brandon Johnson is ending the city's use of the controversial gunfire surveillance system known as ShotSpotter. The city's contract with the company behind
gunshots are racist.
Expires on Friday, and the police will stop using the technology September 22nd.
You let people know the end. Yes, that's why they're stopping it, because it's racist. That is true. No, that's actually true. I know it sounds silly.
The sound of gunfire is a racist dog whistle now?
What ShotSpotter identifies, these sounds of gunfire, and it alerts police. Yeah. And basically, without anyone needing to call 911, it says, that wasn't an acorn falling on a car. That was a gun.
The ShotSpotter didn't go off. I don't know.
Yeah.
This technology is amazing. I looked at some of this. It can literally pin it down to, I think it was like a radius of about 80 feet. Right. And it can show you on literally on a map exactly where gunfire is occurring so that you can go there and respond and maybe help people before they're able to call 911, arrive there to, I don't know, intervene in an ongoing incident.
Or save lives when people get shot.
Exactly.
You're there.
We'll get to some of the stats on how it saved lives, but here's how stupid the mayor of Chicago is. They don't have a signed extension past tomorrow. And the mayor goes, yeah, we're going to keep it going for another 6 months, just past the DNC convention. It's exactly what he said. We're going to run it through the DNC. And ShotSpotter said, wait a minute, you're not going to renew our service? How about it ends tomorrow when our contract expires? I love
Let's not get rash, folks.
This is hilarious because he just gave away all of his leverage. Yeah. All of it. He's like, yeah, we're not going to do it. And they're like, okay, fine. You're done tomorrow. We're not signing a 6-month extension. Screw yourself.
No. Wait. So let me just show you, we'll give you the numbers here. I don't want to go through all of the actual numbers, but worked for New York City, ShotSpotter, worked in Pittsburgh, worked in Cleveland. So it's been incredibly effective.
Oakland? Jeez.
Yeah, worked in Cleveland, worked in Oakland. Yeah, I forgot to say Oakland. Yeah, that's right. New York City, Pittsburgh, Oakland, Cleveland. They're all big fans, or at least the PDR.
Yeah.
So why, and Gerald already ruined it.
I'm sorry.
But why in Chicago they say, we got to get rid of ShotSpotter? Well, critics say it's racist.
Critics say ShotSpotter leads to over-policing of marginalized communities. This is indeed
God forbid. God forbid.
No. It doesn't.
Neighborhood by neighborhood, with all our institutions, including the Chicago Police Department, on best practices to make sure that our communities are safer and stronger together.
Yes, that's right. Me, Mexican David Cramos, I believe that our neighborhoods will be safer when we cannot monitor gunshots and we have no police.
No, yeah, it doesn't lead to over-policing of black communities. It leads to over-policing of areas where gunshots are happening.
Hold on. Why are you only concerned about policing the shooters and not the fact that most murders in Chicago are happening in black neighborhoods?
Yeah.
With black people being shot.
It's also not just policing that's happening. They're sending EMS out there. Maybe it is police officers, but it's EMS going on as well.
Right.
And saving. They might not even catch the shooter. Right. But isn't it worth saving somebody's life?
It's also when shooters realize that they are going to be pinpointed within 80 feet, they're not going to shoot.
Well, they're going to be less likely. I think it literally saved 12 lives in Cleveland.
I believe in Cleveland.
Get the stats.
Yeah,
12 people.
measurably, yeah.
Yes.
And by the way, this is one where, when done correctly, it's not the kind of invasion of your privacy that you see. It's like, oh, wait, gunshot. So it alerts police officers.
They just want you to go, hey, I heard a gunshot. And you're like, where'd it come from? I don't really know.
Shot spotter, not taking a shit spotter.
Yes.
Spying on you in the bed.
All the time in
I
San
know.
Francisco.
You never let me hear the end of it. I thought I'd get a no-bid contract. Turns out you can't put cameras in public toilets.
All right.
That was
we'll
more.
talk about
Here's
it.
that Cleveland stat, by the way.
12 lives in Cleveland. So they say, oh, it might be racist. Who's being shot? Why do we not care about the people being shot? We're more afraid of patting down the people who are likely shooting.
Oh, my gosh.
The people being shot aren't big fans of it. So they want to keep it straight through the DNC, though. So that's wonderful. We'll just keep it through the DNC because, we want it for us. But then screw the citizens once the DNC is gone. Luckily, they do have a backup plan, meaning the DNC in place.
Let's party.
So, create the problem, create real victims, largely black people in this country in urban areas, lie about the victims, lie about the crime statistics, blame white people, and strip citizens of their God-given rights to protect themselves. And then enact policy. Hey, hold on a second. When people say, oh, left, right, it's all about dividing it. No. They literally are saying that a program to save black lives is racist and that mass shootings and that gun crime in this country and violence is perpetrated by white people. They would have you believe that it's white people going out there and massacring black Americans. It's not true. And this leads to more black Americans being shot every single day. Hey, if what they were doing worked, if it worked, Chicago would be a utopia. So would Detroit. So would South Central LA. So would Oakland. It never works. But the one myth, if you take nothing else away today, more gun crime in red states. Okay, just look at those districts. Those maps are really valuable. It will be burned into your brain. You'll never forget it. You'll never be caught flat-footed with that argument again. It's lazy. They know it's lazy. They don't believe it, just like Barack Obama never believed that women were being paid 77 cents on the dollar. How do I know? Because he had Google, even if he used his shitty BlackBerry.
Watch Slider with Crowder live Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.